The expansion of the Roman Empire into one of the most extensive political and military dominions in history was not a sudden occurrence, but rather the result of centuries of warfare, strategic diplomacy, cultural assimilation, and economic ambition. From its humble beginnings as a small settlement on the Italian peninsula, Rome methodically extended its influence through a combination of military conquest, alliances, and administrative efficiency, creating an empire that stretched across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Several key factors contributed to Rome's unprecedented growth, including its disciplined military, innovative governance, infrastructure development, and a culture that allowed for the absorption and integration of conquered peoples. The origins of Rome's expansion can be traced back to the early Republic, when it had to contend with rival city-states and tribal groups in Italy. Rome's military, comprised of disciplined citizen soldiers organized into legions, proved to be a formidable force against neighboring Latin, Etruscan, and Samnite tribes. Through a series of wars, including the Latin Wars and the Samnite Wars, Rome systematically brought the Italian peninsula under its control. Instead of simply subjugating conquered peoples, Rome employed a policy of offering varying degrees of citizenship and autonomy, thereby fostering loyalty among the newly annexed territories. This pragmatic approach enabled Rome to consolidate its control over Italy, ensuring that its expansionist ambitions could be sustained over the long term. One of the major turning points in Roman expansion came with the Punic Wars against Carthage. These three conflicts, fought between 264 and 146 BCE, demonstrated Rome's military ingenuity and determination. The First Punic War established Rome as a dominant naval power, while the Second Punic War, highlighted by Hannibal's audacious campaign in Italy, ultimately solidified Rome's supremacy over the Western Mediterranean. By the time of the Third Punic War, Rome completely annihilated Carthage, ensuring that no rival power could challenge its authority in the region. This victory not only granted Rome control over North Africa, but also opened the door for further conquests in Spain, where Roman legions subjugated Iberian tribes and established permanent colonies. With its dominance secured in the Western Mediterranean, Rome turned its attention to the east. The Hellenistic kingdoms of Greece, Macedonia, and Asia Minor, though powerful, were politically fragmented, making them susceptible to Roman intervention. The Macedonian Wars, spanning from 214 to 148 BCE, resulted in the eventual subjugation of Macedonia and Greece, marking Rome's transition from a regional power to a dominant force in the eastern Mediterranean. Rome's strategy in the east often involved leveraging existing political conflicts among Greek city-states and Hellenistic rulers, intervening as a mediator before eventually asserting direct control. The conquest of Anatolia followed a similar pattern, with Rome taking advantage of internal disputes among local rulers and securing the rich lands of modern-day Turkey. The Roman military played a crucial role in these expansions. The legionary system, with its rigorous training, adaptable formations, and logistical efficiency, allowed Rome to sustain long-term campaigns across vast territories. Unlike other ancient armies, the Roman legions were highly flexible, able to fight in diverse terrains and adapt their tactics against different types of enemies. Military roads and supply chains facilitated rapid troop movements, ensuring that Rome could reinforce its armies quickly and respond to threats effectively. The presence of a professionalized army, supported by auxiliary forces drawn from conquered populations, strengthened Rome's capacity to maintain control over its vast territories. The late Republic witnessed further expansion, albeit accompanied by significant internal strife. The campaigns of Julius Caesar in Gaul between 58 and 50 BCE extended Roman rule deep into modern France and Belgium, bringing immense wealth and resources to Rome. Caesar's conquests not only demonstrated Rome's military might, but also illustrated the personal ambitions of its leaders. The political instability that followed Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE led to a series of civil wars, ultimately resulting in the rise of Augustus as the first emperor. Under Augustus and his successors, Rome continued its expansion, consolidating its frontiers and pushing into new territories, such as Germania, Pannonia, and Britannia. The Roman Empire's administrative and infrastructural advancements were equally vital to its expansion. The construction of roads, aqueducts, and fortified outposts facilitated communication, trade, and military movement, ensuring that newly conquered lands were effectively integrated into the empire. The Roman legal system provided a framework for governance, establishing order and stability in diverse provinces. Moreover, the practice of Romanization, where local elites were encouraged to adopt Roman customs, language, and governance structures, helped assimilate conquered peoples into the imperial fold. This cultural integration was particularly successful in the western provinces, where Latin became the dominant language, and Roman institutions took root. Economic incentives also played a crucial role in the expansion of the Roman Empire. The wealth extracted from conquered territories, including slaves, agricultural produce, and precious metals, fueled Rome's economy and sustained its military campaigns. The expansion of trade networks connected distant regions, allowing goods to flow from the far reaches of the empire to the capital. Rome's ability to control vital trade routes, such as those in the Mediterranean and the Silk Road connections to the east, further solidified its dominance and prosperity. Despite its impressive expansion, Rome also faced significant challenges in maintaining its vast empire. Border regions were constantly threatened by external invasions from Germanic tribes, Parthians, and later the Huns. Internal conflicts, economic crises, and political corruption weakened the empire's ability to respond to these threats effectively. The sheer size of the empire made it increasingly difficult to govern, leading to administrative reforms such as the division of the empire under Diocletian in the late 3rd century CE. While these reforms temporarily stabilized the empire, the pressures of maintaining such a vast domain ultimately contributed to its decline. In conclusion, the Roman Empire's extraordinary expansion was the result of a combination of military prowess, diplomatic ingenuity, administrative efficiency, and economic ambition. Rome's ability to conquer, integrate, and govern diverse peoples allowed it to create an empire that endured for centuries. Although the empire eventually fragmented and fell, its legacy persisted, shaping the development of Western civilization for generations to come. The rise and expansion of Rome remain a testament to the power of strategic governance, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of dominance.